You are about to listen to The Ghost of Girolamo Riario, written by Ivo Ragazzini. Copyright 2012 by Ivo Ragazzini. Produced and narrated by Ian A. Miller and published by TekTime. Preface. This is the story of someone called Girolamo Riario, nephew, or perhaps illegitimate son, of Pope Sixtus IV, who ruled and was murdered over 5 centuries ago in the city of Forlì, but which few or none seem to remember any more. So this story is about a conspiracy that happened 5 centuries ago, and since then, even if a lot has changed, it seems that sometimes the story keeps popping up. Contrary to what one might think, this is not a new story, but an old story forgotten by everyone, which every now and then resurfaces and repeats itself over time. It seems that, for some mysterious reason, these facts fluctuate and float over time as something that does not want to be forgotten. Now, a question to ask to try and understand things like this could be, why does something that happened many centuries ago continue to fluctuate over time? Or, why does something seem unwilling to cease and go beyond its time? Well, there may be a couple of reasons for understanding these things. One is that there are a lot of behind the scenes and things not well inspected on those facts. The other is that unclear and incomplete things seem to go on long and come back to the surface in time. Which of the two will be the truth? It could be a little one and a little the other, and you will find out for yourself as you read the rest of the story. Good discovery. The author. Introduction. At the end of August 2010, a person, while under the town hall of Forlì, saw the shadow of a figure dancing on the external walls near a window on the first floor of that building. Since it was evening, but it was still sunny, he believed it was a reflection on the glass, and did not give it much importance. But a few days later he saw that shadow moan, with a deep cut in the head, go out of a room in the city hall and run away into the corridor. Later someone else told not only that he had seen the same shadow, but also had heard it speak. The testimonies said they saw a man with a part of his head split or missing, telling and complaining about wanting to defend his lady in danger and asking for revenge against someone who had betrayed him. Some details of these sightings were then told on January the 31st, 2011, on the front page of the local chronicles of Forlì, and, to tell the truth, there were other people who trusted to have seen him, even if they wanted to remain anonymous. At a first glance, some thought that it was Jacopo Fio, the second husband of Caterina Sforza, but according to the author, it was an old story, forgotten by everyone's memory, which dated back to 1488, when Riario was assassinated in the palace town of Forlì by 3 men who stabbed him on the first floor and then threw him in the square below, a story that many historians seem to have forgotten or put aside for some reason. But what is known about Riario today? Shortly. Currently, it is known that an alleged image of him has remained, or rather, has been saved in the Vatican, due to the fact that it was portrayed alongside his uncle, Pope Sixtus IV, by the painter from Forlì, Miloso degli Ambrogli. And even in Forlì, where he governed and was assassinated, almost nothing remains of him, and although at the time he was the general commander of the pontifical army, very few still know today who was really this man, why he was assassinated, and who were the real instigators. Furthermore, as you will see later, many characters and details of this story were forgotten and buried under a kind of damnatio memoriae, that is, condemned to be forgotten by people and historical memory. But memories cannot
Sample complete. Ready to continue?